Hey guys, this is Mike if you're new to the channel. Today we're in the garage and today we're gonna put a new steering wheel in my 98. Alright, we're gonna start by disconnecting the battery. Okay, we're gonna check out the fuses for the airbag. So I already did that. It is the top two fuses on the very top, right here. The two on the top right, they're kind of in the middle. They're actually marked air, and also underneath there's a label. You got to take them both out because it's not a left and a right. One's a backup of the other. So if you pull one out, it doesn't totally disable your airbags. You got to take them both out. So as you can see, my steering wheel is a mess. It's pretty ugly anyway. And last year I had an issue with the engine harness and it wasn't running right, and I ended up getting another used engine harness. It was really hard to find one, and I got one out of a year earlier, but it didn't have provisions for the cruise control. So I yanked all the cruise control out, and I hate having buttons on my steering wheel that have cruise control. So it's time to get rid of the buttons. So I just wanted to say that I'm eliminating the airbags, and my new steering wheel will not have buttons on it, and it won't have an airbag on it, and it is kind of retro. I like it. My Jeep's kind of retro, vintage maybe. Anyways, so I did a lot of research. It's taken me a long time to figure out, but I think I found an adapter that I can leave the clock spring in. So if you use an adapter where you have to pull the clock spring out, then your turn signals won't disengage or turn off. So I think I got the right adapter and the wheel. So I'm gonna get started putting the wheel on, and if it works out like I expected, then I will have the steering wheel and the adapter in the description with links where you can buy your own. I did get them from Amazon. Okay, inside here there's an 8mm bolt holding the airbag on and one on the other side. So it looks like I got the buttons. Looks like it might be kind of dark, but there's the button for the cruise, and we're going to dig out the button for the other cruise. I'm going to try and do this without destroying it, so that if somebody else wants this, they can have it. Alright, well, I'm going to get some pliers and get this thing unplugged, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got this plug unplugged. I ended up having to get a pick to get behind it and push the button. It came right out. So now we're going to take the wheel off. We got it pretty centered, and it is a 13/16 socket. So let's do this. Not too tight. So we're going to loosen this. We're going to loosen it until we can spin it with our finger, which we can. And normally there's a puller that you can use. We're just going to try and pull it off without the puller by wiggling it back and forth. But leave the nut on it so you don't smack yourself in the jaw if it comes flying off. Well, it's getting too much movement, so in the column, and the wheel's not coming loose, so I'm gonna go get the puller. I'll be right back. Alright, so weirdly, everything in this Jeep has been metric, but the bolts for the puller are standard. It's crazy. Alright, let's yank this wheel off. I think I shoved the camera out of the way. Alright. Look at that. It looks like I didn't need to unplug these here. So when you're doing this, don't waste your time unplugging the buttons. It just comes with the wheel. Alright, let's set that to the aside for now. So here is the clock spring. Right here. And hopefully that stays. So I'm going to get my adapter, put it on there, and see if the clock spring stays. Alright. Here is here's the adapter. Right here. It is an NRG. And I'll have all the information with a link you can click on to buy it if you have an older TJ. Okay, I'm not quite sure what to do with the wires. I guess I could just cut them off. It looks like the spline actually has a bigger spline on the top, I guess, to show you that you're on the top. I know you don't want to wiggle the clock spring. Not that I think that it matters at this point. I don't think I want to save those wires because I'm not gonna reuse them, but I do want to make sure. So it does look like the adapter does fit on with the clock spring, it looks like, and it has a little alignment dot. Can you see that right there? And I guess you line that up with this little groove in the... Yeah, it looks like there's a good amount one way or the other, so you know when you're right on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some clippers and clip these wires because I'm never going to put cruise control back in here, nor am I going to put my airbags back in. So I know this, especially now that I know that this adapter is going to work. So let me go get my clippers. We'll get these clipped off and we'll get this adapter bolted on, and we'll be right back. Okay, there's no instructions with this, which is kind of weird, but from what I gathered, here's the deal. This wire is coming up. You can see it's coming through that hole. This is coming from the horn, so this is the power for the horn. But it has a little spade on it, like a speaker. And none of my other spades are that small, so I'm going to have to cut that off and put a regular spade on it. This one, you can see this other wire screwed right in there, so that's the ground. And on the steering wheel, the horn button has the power and the ground. So the ground on the horn button on the steering wheel is going to go here, and then the power is going to go here. I just got to change this, and we'll double check and make sure it all works, but I want to get it together before I hook the battery up. So I'm going to do some wiring. I mean I could probably film changing a spade, but I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you know how to change your spade. So we're going to put the camera down, I'm going to change that spade, and then tightened down. This is still loose, but I do have the nut holding it in the right place. You can see my dot is straight up and down. I started straight up and down, and everything is in. It does look like, if you can see the green in there, it looks like clock speed is going to turn with the wheel. So the reason why people don't change the wheels is because of the clock. Because usually when you put an adapter in here, you got to pull that out, and then it makes your turn signals not cancel. So it looks like my turn signals are going to cancel, but again, once we get this all in, we'll test it. If it doesn't, then we'll have to invent something, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna do some wiring. I'll be right back. All right, so I see that this spade connector is open. So when I put the wheel on and I plug it in, I'll actually wrap it with some tape, some electrical tape. So now we're just gonna get the adapter screwed on, and then we'll get the wheel on. Okay guys, there's kind of a certain way that this goes on. I kind of have one bolt holding it on. The adapter's tight. The horn is wired in. It's taped up. I have this special red electrical tape. Weird. So now I kind of got to tuck the wires in there, put the horn on, and then this collar goes over the horn and it all bolts together. So that's the only real strange thing. Everything is kind of straightforward. So it's a 6-hole steering wheel. Alright, it kind of takes some serious patience, or maybe 2 people. So you put the wheel on, you put the horn on, and then you put this cover on, and to get everything lined up with the wires in there, you have to be super patient, kind of hold it with your knees, but I got it pretty close. I'm pretty happy about it. It might be a little slightly off, but I'm not so OCD about it. This thing is really cool. So I'm just finishing tightening up the wheel to the adapter. I don't think it looks too bad. I'm just gonna kind of torque these down. The only thing that I don't really love is the adapter doesn't have any threaded holes in it to use a puller to get it back off. So make sure you have it lined up when you put it in there, because it might be some trouble getting it back off. But I mean, I think a little PB blaster and some elbow grease will get it off, but I should have probably Loctited these, but I almost don't go anywhere without tools, so if they do come loose, then the next time I'll pull them back out one at a time and put some Loctite in them. So let me get this tightened up, and then we'll do the big reveal. Alright guys, what do you think? Check it out. Woo! Looks pretty good. Look at above the top, it doesn't stick out too much further. It is a little bit further for hitting the turn signals, but I still got lots of finger. Like, some people may prefer like a flat wheel. This is a dished wheel. But let's get a side view and see what it looks like from the side. So I don't think that looks too bad. It looks really good. Let me go get my keys and we'll see if the turn signals cancel. Be right back. Oh, listen. Alright, we're ready to go. Let's see. I'm gonna find out with you. Let's turn the turn signal on, and then we'll turn that way. And then and turn it back, and it canceled. Did you see that? Let's go the other way. Can you see it blinking back there? Now we're going to turn that way and then come back, and it canceled. So the wheel it's leather, kind of feels like a hard plastic though. It's super tight. I think it's beautiful. I'm in. It's kind of weird that it has a yellow stripe. It's too bad I couldn't find it with a red stripe. Like I said, I kind of like the dish. I like the dish look of it, like the dish of the steering wheel. It's kind of feel pretty comfortable with it. It is from stock. It is a little bit further away from the turn signal, but it's not by any means, you know, difficult. But if you prefer a flat one, they do make flat steering wheels. So this has been a total success, and thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I'll have all of the parts in the comment or in the description below. You can click on them and buy them, and you don't have to get rid of your turn signal cancel. That's kind of been my biggest worry, was I wanted my turn signals to still cancel for the few times that it's on the road. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.